Welcome into the Takeup for Happy Holidays and announcements. Apparently, I was muted, and as per the rest of this last couple of weeks, I'm going to say lots of unforeseen consequences and things going on that have made it very hard to have a normal show, which is why today we have what I would usually do is say this. Welcome into the Takeup. Today we have happy holidays and announcements. That's what we're going to do today. I'm just going to stop to wish you all happy holidays. Those of you who are live here, who are here to say hi, to join in. If you do have embroidery questions and want to ask them for the duration of me being here, I will absolutely try and answer questions. Otherwise, I'm just going to stop in and say happy holidays and explain to you guys with these announcements what I'm intending to do in the next couple weeks and what's coming up for the Takeup, for us, for embroidery, for education, what we're going to do coming up. Like I said, due to scheduling and all manner of unforeseen things that happen, today, we are not going to recap the previous episode, though I am going to tell you this. Part of what my announcements are today is that the next episode will be the one that was supposed to be episode 178, Stitches by the Numbers. That's what we're going to do next. Whether this will take a form of a pre-recorded video or we will back on schedule for live, I do not know exactly yet. However, that should be going off next Friday. That's the thing. We will premiere the video or I will be here live. I will let you know as we go through the week. However, the one thing I wanted to do is make sure I got on here and said to all of you who are still live and waiting that I really appreciate you. And like I said, with all these unforeseen things going on and how the world can be sometimes with all the hectic stuff and all the hard stuff that we deal with, that I want to make sure that I thank you. The greatest gift that I've ever been given is your trust in me, your willingness to come with me on the embroidery journey, and the fact that you guys show up and give me the feedback and the questions and enjoy the content that we're putting out there. I hate to use the word content, but the education that I'm putting out there and the sometimes just nice words about continuing on and having that energy to continue on in this embroidery world. So thank you all for building the wonderful community that you have out there and for joining me throughout this time on the Takeup. Takeup's not over for the year just yet. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and recap that previous episode that we didn't get to do due to technical problems. However, today's episode is not going to be a normal scheduled episode. With everybody getting busy with the holidays, what I'd rather you do, if you are not stitching right now, hey, give yourself time to stitch something fun if you're off for a while. But what I will say this, I'd rather you did more than anything is take a little time and do the things you think that are important. Say the things to people that you intended to say, that you need to say. Get them out and take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful, restful holiday season. And by all means, realize what's the most important in your life and attend to those things. And that includes taking care of yourself and doing what you need to do for yourself. So in the embroidery world for us, certainly there is going to be the Stitches by the Numbers episode is coming. So like I said, this episode didn't happen. We will do that episode and talk about all the wonderful measurements that are involved in stitching and why they're important. And I'm just going to mention one more time that coming up from me is some education very, very soon. So if you want to see me live this year, there are multiple opportunities. There should be 6 opportunities across the country. The first thing to let you know is that I will be at Impressions Expo. So for the people who are asking, the first one is happening in January 18th. There is the Technique Toolkit class that I'm teaching with Joe Kramer and Justin Armenta, all about breaking the rules, doing elevated versions of 3D foam and specialty stitching. And a lot of that is certainly talking about materials and stuff with Joe, talking about different kinds of execution with Justin. It'll be different 3D foam techniques, including some cool texture 3D foam. And with me, it will be building different kinds of stitch types, learning how to create your own motifs, and using that to create textures that are interesting for our clients, for people to look at so that they feel excited about the pieces that we're creating. So that's going on the 18th at Impressions Expo. Now, I cannot tell you for sure what's happening at the other Impressions Expo shows or if I will be joined by folks. I know that Justin is not going to be able to be there for Atlantic City. As things are right now, I'm planning on being at both Atlantic City and Fort Worth, and I will probably be teaching something very similar to Technique Toolkit, as well as what we called Embroidery RX, which is me discussing the digitizing side of what goes on when files don't work well when your embroidery goes wrong. So those things are going to happen as well. So Impressions Expo, that's coming in January, very, very soon. And you'll see us throughout the year I'll announce more dates. Like I said, until things are inked, I never announce dates to you guys, but that's all happening Atlantic City and then again in Fort Worth, Texas toward the end of the year, toward the fall. Then I just want to let you guys know I am signed up for the DAX shows. So the DAX shows, I'll be making more announcements very soon, but first one is in Kansas City in February toward the end of the month. So the DAX shows are going on in the Midwest. So Kansas City, Minnesota, so Treasure Island, Minnesota, and then in the Chicagoland area in Tinley Park later on. And those are generally kind of in the spring here. We will be doing those as well. So you'll see me teaching at these shows where I'm going to be doing the vintage values class. So if you missed that last year, it's has some similar things to the specialty stitching from Technique Toolkit. But if you missed vintage values and want to learn how to make more vintage looking embroidery, and at least embroidery that doesn't look like the standard embroidery that you will see with the regular fill stitch, satin stitch, straight stitch trio that most everything's made out of, you'll see that at DAX, among other classes that we're going to be teaching. But that's kind of the lead off class that a lot of people asked me to bring out to the DAX shows because they were excited about it at Impressions, but couldn't get out to the Impressions show. So if you go to daxshow.com, you'll see all the dates for that. I'll do more announcements as those come up. Impressionsexpo.com is where the impression shows are. And those are the live opportunities for me this coming year. And the Takeup will continue on. However, what I'm going to tell you is I'm intending to make a couple little changes. And one of those things is that we're going to start having occasional interviews. And the tentative title, and thank you for the help that I had with that tentative title, we'll be calling it the Takeup Thread Breaks. So these thread breaks will be me interviewing some people, and I have one lined up. And in fact, my co-conspirator from the Technique Toolkit, Joe Kramer, has offered to be on the show. So I haven't gotten a chance to schedule it with him and lock it down, but we're going to have some other interactions with other embroiderers and digitizers on the show coming up in the next year, as well as some of the the news about what's going on in the industry and more digitizing and embroidery education, as I have been doing. But I just wanted you guys to know, as we're going up into the next year, that's happening. We are still doing classic talking head shows with Eric, where I show you cool stuff and I give you concepts and we talk about digitizing and getting down to the elemental essence of what stitches are. That's still happening. And in fact, we're not going to end the year without one more of those in our Stitches by the Numbers episode. But that's what's coming up. So that's the announcement that I wanted to give you. Those are the things that are heading up. I do have live things going across the country, so there's a lot of chances to come see me. It's not in everybody's neighborhood, I know, but there are more chances to see me. And because of the Atlantic City show, I don't frequently get out east that far. So if you are out in the eastern area, then Atlantic City is your shot to catch me live on the road. With that, let me grab the comments because we do have some folks who are here. And like I said, if you have questions, anybody who's listening live, if you want to ask an off-the-wall embroidery question, this is your shot. Otherwise, I will keep this very short. As I said, one of the things I'll tell you, people, forgive yourselves when things go ways you don't want them to go. Certainly this happens and life happens to all of us. And I'm going to try and forgive myself for not having a big show here ready for you guys today. But I want to go ahead and say hi to everybody. We have Barb coming in saying happy holidays. Happy holidays, Barb. Happy to have you here. And thank you very much for your continued support. And also Gail from Kingsbury's Craft saying happy holidays. Happy holidays. Happy to see you there. And Joe Rita says Merry Christmas and happy holidays all. Same to you, Joe Rita. Happy to have you here. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. And Lisa, my other co-educator in this world of Embrilliant stuff. And by the way, new stuff coming from Embrilliant soon. And in fact, hey, if you want to see something cool, you have a little fun thing to stitch. Lisa has given everybody over on the Embrilliant site, so embrilliance.com, a lovely buffalo plaid joy design. If you want to do some crafty, cool stuff, go do that. Go check it out. The buffalo plaid's pretty cool. And she did a couple of sizes of that, and that went out yesterday. But even more, there's some new stuff coming from Embrilliance that I'm not telling you about that I am deep in the final stages of working on right now. And you'll be seeing some of that coming soon. So cool stuff there as well. I'm still very happy. And by the way, another thing I'm very thankful for over this holiday season is in my Embrilliance family and Embrilliance team, I'm still getting a chance to make cool assets that you guys get to use to both make people happy and make some money for yourselves if you are in the commercial side of this world. And I love that I get to help make these cool tools and to see the cool things that my other Embrilliance family members here are making. The wonderful stuff that Brian's coding up, the incredible content, and the lovely designs that Lisa puts out for our project blogs. And honestly, I'm really happy with the stuff that I'm about to get to show you that's soon to be released. So cool stuff coming all across the board as we go. But today I thought better better lesson than pushing through a show that is not up to my standards, and honestly it will be very lightly attended, as I noticed how many people had taken off this week and how many people were with their families. I just thought I'd come here for you diehards who are here with me and just say, happy holidays. Thankful for you to be here. Happy to see you guys. And absolutely wanted to say thank you and make sure you knew what was coming up ahead. And by the way, uh, something more coming back for you, my friend. Scott from Sunrise Tactical Gear. Thank you very much for your wonderful message and your support. But look for a message from me over the weekend, my friend, because that was very awesome, and all the wonderful things you said as well, really touching. So thank you very much for your support and for always being here. So if I've done anything that was valuable for you at all through this education, the best thing I can say about that is don't worry about me. Pass that on, teach someone else, make something cool for yourself. Take time, make time to study, play, enjoy this craft that you do, and to use it to lift people up, help them express themselves. And honestly, it's great in the commercial world to use it to support your family, to support the people around you. And that's the best we can do here. The legacy we leave is important. And I'm hoping that anything I've done has helped to increase your household's well being and good, and that will leave something behind me that will help other people springboard and do better in what I believe to be a very wonderful craft and a very wonderful career. So I'm very happy that you guys have been here with me, and I just can't wait to see you guys again soon. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and let that be the show for today. It's just a short announcement. Be looking out. Like I said, we are returning absolutely to this. The next thing you will see from me is either a live premiere of the Stitches by the Numbers video or me coming on with a classic Stitches by the Numbers live. That is most definitely coming up. However, with that, folks, I'm just going to say happy holidays. I'm so glad that you guys got to spend this year with me, and look for me a couple more times before the year is over. But no, this is not the end of the Takeup. This is the beginning of more and better things. And for all of you, I can't wait to see you again next week.